Look up from your telescope, take me on this journey home. I don't wanna wait no more.
Okay, y'all, we have discussed a lot this week after the tumultuous episode 7 they gave us, but let's shift focus for a second and talk about my predictions for episode 8, Canceled. As the episode title would imply, people are getting canceled in this episode. In the short trailer, we see Layla kind of confronting Olivia, Coop giving her half-ass explanation to Kia, and Olivia lurking on somebody in the car. I thought that the episode 7 trailer didn't show us anything, but this episode 8, ooh, it don't show us nothing except for the fact that Layla is done. She is done with Spencer, she is done with Liv, and she's just probably done with being done, if I'm honest. Let's review the synopsis before I give my full predictions. With Homecoming King and Queen nominations being announced, neither Spencer nor Coop seem to be in a celebratory mood with everything going on. Laura notices that Olivia has become more withdrawn and allows Olivia and Jordan to both take a mental health day and to get some much needed twin bonding time. Things get heated with Layla and Olivia, leaving Olivia to get some much needed clarity. Meanwhile, Billy is frustrated with the interim principal's new rules, leaving Spencer to come up with a game plan with the help from Grace. It's also mentioned that Asher will be featured in this episode as well. Let's talk about Layla first, because sis is the main one canceling folks, and as I mentioned in my episode 8 preview video, so if you have not seen that, please go and check it out, because that video literally, we built this video upon what I said in that video, and you kind of got to know or have watched both of them to know exactly where I stand with my predictions. But she says in the trailer, I'm not going to stand in your way anymore. You can have Spencer. I'm done with him. And I'm not going to read her because I already gave her a little cute read in my episode 8 preview video. So I'm going to let her live because I really do completely understand why Layla is so pissed. Spencer basically broke her heart, and he did so in a way that wasn't just as simple as, oh, he cheated or he just disrespected me. It's so nuanced in like how the betrayal happened, and it's unintentional on his part, which is also kind of what makes it worse. I hear people talk about in relationships, emotional cheating is more detrimental than actual cheating. And let's be clear, I don't believe that Spencer cheated on Layla. They were not together when this whole Olivia thing happened. However, the root of what's going on has been developing, or the root had taken hold when they were together. And I think that Spencer started to fall in love with Liv while he was still dating Layla, and he just didn't know. So all of this, again, is a lot more nuanced and complicated. It's just a lot deeper than we're seeing. And that also makes it hurt a lot more. And I really feel bad for her. I know her heart is hurting in this moment because Layla loves Spencer. Say what you want about Team Layla. Layla will ride for him. Layla will support him. Layla had made a huge mistake last season when she was struggling with her mental health and she kind of lost him for a bit and then compromised their relationship. And I think that she learned from that and decided to really double down in her devotion to their relationship and to their friendship because she realized how much Spencer meant to her. And I can only imagine how bad her heart is bleeding right now because she kind of put everything in Spencer's basket. Her whole world had become infused with Spencer and what he had going on. She became really close friends and business partners with his friends. It's going to be very hard for them to separate and unravel the life that they started together. And y'all, I know that they're just teenagers, but they did create a life that got entangled together and meshed together. And one of the hardest parts about breakups is when you have these lives that are very integrated with one another and you have a lot of mutual friends, and then now you have to go through the process of separating all of those things. And you're not just mourning the relationship loss, but you're mourning the life that you were living that you loved or you were just fine with before. Okay, but I'm not going to go off on too big of a tangent on relationships. We could talk more about that maybe in another video if we want to get deep in down to the whole deal when it comes to relationships and breakups and all of that kind of stuff. But I do believe that in this episode we see the beginnings of, Layla's hurt being manifested on screen, and then the rampage will begin. I'm just going to give sis grace because I can't be mad at her. Like, what she's going through is real, and I think she's going to get real petty. She's going to get real spiteful. She's going to get real old Layla real quick, and we just all going to have to deal with it because you can't really fault her, honestly. Like, she was definitely hurt and devastated in this, and she has a right to her feelings. Now, I will make another prediction, not necessarily for episode 8, but in a few episodes down the line. I don't think that Layla is done with Spencer. I think that she's hurt. I think that she's angry, but I do not think that she's done. And I do not think that they're over. I said what I said. I know you're going to come for me in the comment section, and that's perfectly fine because that's the relationship we have, and I love y'all. We as friends. But again, I said what I said. Coop's talking craziness, talking about I'm officially quitting everything that's holding me back. What are you quitting that's holding you back, sis? Because the only thing that I see holding you back is yourself. But are we going to talk about that? But y'all let me know in the comment section down below. What y'all think that Coop is quitting besides being dumb and quitting school and, quitting her loving friendships and deep bonds, all the things that are very important to her. What else do y'all think that she's quitting? And maybe y'all can help me understand Coop's perspective. So drop all that in the comment section down below, pretty please. I think in this episode, we're going to start to see what Coop's life looks like without Spencer, and when she decides to make all of the major moves of dropping out of school and focus on her music. She's probably still going to pick back up this act of being the ghetto Nancy Drew, but we're going to get to see all that. We're going to see what this new life looks like for her. She definitely has her head still on the swivel for Mo, and I think that we're just going to start to see those things. And the part that I'm least looking forward to in this episode is watching Spencer. Yo, I do not want to watch Broken Spencer. If you haven't yet, watch my video, Olivia Broke Spencer. It's good, and it goes into my theories on the Spencer that we're seeing, and actually the Spencer that we have seen in episodes 1 through 6 and didn't realize that he was depressed and broken. But anyway, I don't want to see a depressed, a down bad, a disturbed Spencer. Our boy deserves so much more than this, and it just breaks my heart to watch him go through life just wallowing, all lost and broken. I think that we're going to see, as the trailer shows, a half-assed attempt to focus on football, but let's be honest, Spencer's never really going to be right on the field if he can't get right off the field. And that's just on period. And I'm going to predict that we're going to see a conversation between Spencer and Olivia. Because he told Layla the truth and Layla confronts Olivia at the coffee shop, we're probably going to see Olivia go and talk to Spencer about why did he tell Layla. And I think that's going to be Liv's response, not because she's messy or not because she's not a good friend, but because her reason for not being with Spencer or running out on him when he confessed his love for her was so that they didn't hurt Layla, they didn't hurt Asher, and they didn't blow up their lives. But with Spencer telling Layla the truth, their lives are blown up anyway. So now she's going to have to figure out what she's going to do next. And honestly, y'all, I don't think it's going to turn into her running back to him, but y'all can continue to wish. I know that that's y'all's hopes. I know that y'all hoping for a real Olivia union to happen, but I don't necessarily see it happening anytime soon. I think Olivia is going to use this pain and all the drama that's happening to come up with another excuse and to continue running. I think that she's going to be fake mad at Spencer for a little bit for telling the truth, and then she's going to start to distance herself more. As mentioned in the synopsis, we're going to see Jordan and Olivia spend the day together, and they're probably going to start leveling with each other on life. And Jordan might come through with a little words of wisdom, some good advice, now that he's an old married man. And he's probably going to give Olivia some nice words of encouragement to pursue the relationship with Spencer if she's honest with him about it. In my episode 8 preview video, I told y'all that I wasn't sure what Olivia was going to do in this episode, but now I think that I have a good grasp on what I believe will happen on her end. And I think that we're just going to see Olivia continue to run and play defense. I think that she's not going to buck back at Layla when Layla confronts her. I think that she's going to kind of go into a shutdown mode, which is what prompts Laura to give her and Jordan the mental health day. The trailer talks about Billy and Grace in this episode, y'all, and I don't have the energy to make no predictions for them. They are still dealing with the interim principal asshole, and I'm just hoping at the end of the day that they are able to stop South Central from being shut down. But with the stress going on between Olivia, Spencer, and Layla, I don't have much room on my plate, and got that little bit of Coop sprinkling on top. I don't really have any more room on my plate to be worried about them, and they adults, so they're gonna figure it out. Those are my predictions for episode 8. But now it's your turn. Tell me what you think is going to happen in episode 8 Cancelled in the comment section down below. If you're new here, I'm Erica Vane, and I post new All-American videos every day, sometimes twice a day, and we are cultivating the most amazing community ever. You should join the tribe by hitting subscribe. Y'all, I'm really thinking about how I can do some type of after show or after party for us after episode 8 premieres, where maybe we all get on Clubhouse or we all get on on Zoom, and we literally have a good kiki about the show and how we're feeling. So let me know what y'all think. How would y'all want to do that? Like, I know I'm already on Twitter and tweeting. If you're not following me, you can follow me at ericavane.com. But let me know how y'all think we could do that, and if you would be interested in that, so I can get a grasp of how many people would potentially want to just get on this big old call and we just chop it up about All American and how we feeling. Be sure to like this video and share on your socials, and you can tag me and I will repost you. So tag at ericavane.com in your stories, in your tweets, and I will definitely repost you. And you're not ready to go just yet, watch my Olivia broke Spencer video here, or watch my Does Spencer Still Love Layla video here. I'll see you tomorrow in the next amazing All-American video. Bye!
Space makes me sad, 'cause space